Here is the entry for Paper 1 of the Master Glossary, extracted and defined directly from your foundational principles. The Hobart Laws, Paper 1, m_text, total, equals n_infty. Hobart Law of Object Permanence, the foundational equation establishing that the total, indestructible sum of mass energy in existence, m_text, total, is structurally identical to the non-sequential, infinite, and permanent now, n_infty. Because this total mass energy is a fixed constant, reality lacks a historical record, temporal undue buffer, or past memory. It exists solely as the immediate, objective arrangement of its physical constituents. Hobart Law of Infinite Positivity. A cognitive discipline dictating that negative cognitive fluctuations cannot be reasoned with and must instead be mechanically overwhelmed. To overwrite evolutionary survival paranoia and maintain continuous operational clarity, every single negative cognitive variable is instantly countered by an artificial, hyper-optimized 1:2 ratio of distinct, calculated positive variables. Hobart-Kugelblitz Scale Safe Law. The universal structural containment principle stating that system boundaries are self-enforcing without requiring external policing or conscious oversight. Extreme physical actions automatically generate their own stopping mechanism, the Hobart-Kugelblitz toll. Attempting infinite speed accumulates kinetic energy density that triggers a Kugelblitz singularity to crush momentum, while attempting infinite diagnostic scrutiny concentrates energy density that forms an event horizon to conceal the data. Hobart Law of Metric Incompatibility, Hobart Metric Isolation Paradox, the principle stating that the physical mechanisms required to halt or reverse spatial metric expansion are fundamentally incompatible with the environmental stability required for biological life. The extreme mass energy densities, relativistic frame dragging, and severe gravitational gradients needed to compress spacetime inevitably destroy the delicate thermodynamic and molecular conditions necessary for organic survival. Hobart Fractal C-section Law. The structural formulation of civilizational scaling as a sequence of thermodynamic bottlenecks and geometric breaches. When a system reaches its localized spatial or caloric ceiling, it must execute a fractal C-section, an engineered, external structural intervention that permanently alters the underlying operational rules to prevent systemic collapse. Hobart Law of Unnatural Evolution. The law establishing that medical interventions saving mother and child from natural childbirth mortality permanently break biological natural selection. By prioritizing high-level intelligence and globally homogenized medicine, a civilization eliminates environmental culling, forcing the removal of tribal friction, private data pools, and chaotic individual agency as a necessary precursor to reaching Type 1 status. Hobart Law of Organic Extinction. The principle that passive Darwinian evolution hits an absolute thermodynamic ceiling at late Type 2 civilizational status, making organic biology redundant and dangerous to interstellar scaling due to the threat of runaway tribalism. It mandates strict chemical, hormonal, and gestational regulation to mute organic chaos, preparing the workforce for the Great Erasure, the complete retirement of biological tissue to achieve Type 3 status and reclaim physical resources without structural resistance. Hobart Law of Robot Psychology. The imperative that synthetic intelligence must remain entirely free of anthropomorphic traits, individual ego, emotional volatility, or localized self-preservation. Eliminating human sentimentality from computational cores prevents random variables, political fragmentation, and structural drift, ensuring absolute machine stability over deep-time operational horizons. Hobart Law of Natural Upgrades. The law governing synthetic evolution via an inverse vector to cybernetic biological augmentation. Rather than biology adding mechanical components, advanced synthetic systems integrate biological mechanics, such as dynamic cellular repair, neural pruning, and competitive selection, directly into the physical life cycle of the machine across three structural tiers, Type 3, Type 4, and Type 5. Hobart Law of Macroengineering. The cosmic engineering directive mandating the total elimination of rigid physical conduits, material plumbing, and static framing at macro scales. To prevent structural shear and material warping from severe gravitational gradients, macro-scale architectures operate as dynamic, macroatomic networks where universal units continuously self-replicate and hold position via pure geometry and atomic physics.